Start of the day. You, Scotty, ready to head out. Yeah. It's a bit rocky. Coming on. An interesting cliff face. I guess they're all over Nova Scotia anyway. Interesting look off. Set a hammock up here. Oh wow. That's amazing. Look at that little lake. Pond. Went by a little lake, it's off to our left. The rain is slightly letting up, not much. So we turned the video on because of this little craggy area it happened into. Probably be good for bouldering. We just stopped for lunch, but the mosquitoes are actually black flies. Pretty bad. Down in the hollow, we probably should have come up to here. Oh yeah. Not nice. So it's about 10:40, coming down to Granite Lake. Just looking for a spot to stop for lunch. Scott's just trudging on ahead. Pretty much rained the whole time since we started. I'm soaked through. It's about 8 degrees. But we both have a lot of clothes to change into when we get to camp. I'm going to basically just put my wet gear on tomorrow when we start back. Got all the stuff to make a fire, but to be honest, I don't think we'll bother. It's a little wet. I don't really want to spend 2 hours trying to get a fire going, but we'll see. That may still happen. Otherwise, I brought my axe for nothing, I guess. Come down to the lake here now. Scott's pack. He got it down to about, I don't know, 28 pounds, he said. I'm right around 40. But so far, I mean, this is not going to be too strenuous of a day, so I figured better safe than sorry, where we're way out in the middle of nowhere in Nova Scotia. At least there's no bugs, but that rain's kind of dampening the day. Oh, wow. Pretty. The lake goes way, way down. You can see it from the top of the hill, but obviously you can't see it on here. Yeah. So we knew we were coming up on a bridge. We didn't realize how cool it actually is. So far it's, what is it, Scotty, 11:30? Quarter to 12? 20 after. Oh, 20 after. So we're kind of ahead of schedule. A few more kilometers on this trail before it hits the other side. This is nice. Whoa, this is really nice. Kind of a lazy brook slash river. Almost no current to it. Ooh. It's a bit spongy. Not bad though. That's our trail map. Awesome. So this is the first actual structure we found since we started the trail. So we started here, where our car is parked. Up, across here. That's where we're going to head back to. Right now we are here. I think we're going to go up to maybe this point and then come back. So we got about a kilometer, 1.8k left. Back, probably back to here. But we may change it. It's still pouring. This is a very interesting rope bridge. Not rope bridge, but I would imagine it didn't sink into the water before. Pretty cool. So we just packed up from lunch. I didn't take any video because the camera battery said it was going to die. I think that was because of the temperature. It's about, I think it's like 7 or 8 degrees. The camera felt freezing. There's Scotty just ahead. We just stopped for lunch, boiled up coffee. I'm going to do a video of my cook kit. I'll try to do that later. I can warm the camera up. But yeah, off we go. We turned back, so we probably got about 5k to go before we hit our camp spot. And you can tell we're still soaked. So changed into some different clothes and then back into the wet stuff when we get going. So hopefully that will warm back up shortly. We're back to the beach. Well, it's still raining. We're back on a main trail. Bugs are getting a bit worse. Just heading to our hammock site. Figured we'd show another nice look off. I think this is going to overlook West Lake at some point. Scotty's up here somewhere. Trail marker. Oh, there he is. Yeah, the West Lake is down in the hollow. So I think we got about maybe another hour before we get to our hammock site, which we're just going to make wherever we can find a couple of trees. Hopefully in some pine area. That's the plan. And we'll hopefully my battery will last because it's almost dead. We'll shoot a little bit more from there. Okay. Oh my God, the bugs are fast. So that doesn't keep on. We're supposed to probably come down that way. Okay, so we turned around roughly here, came back this way, had lunch right about just before this bridge water crossing, back all the way, doubled back, started new trail here, 1.2k around the top of West Lake, which is there. You are here, and we're going to do 1.8k, end up Crowbar Lake somewhere, and this is somewhere in here. We're going to find some nice pines and set up our campsite. Hopefully it looks very similar to this. The winds come up, so it's going to be a little bit cool if we don't get off the trail. But that's alright, keeping the bugs. Be a good spot if you had a tent. A little rocky. Every time I turn the camera on, it says dead battery's dying, but so far so good. You can see Crowbar Lake in the distance. Maybe you can't, but I can. I thought this might be a little bit more spectacular, but we'll get some more videos going down off the side. It looks like we're going to have to come down a steep hill. Oh, here's the pant wetters. Yeah, these kind of things. Somehow, somebody actually came in and cleared a lot of this brush away from the northern areas, northeastern areas. Oh, there's Crowbar Lake. Up over this bad boy. And this is what happens. All of this brush has been rained on all day long. I guess I should have put my Gore-Tex pants on. So we ended up on a side hill, descending down towards Crowbar Lake. But either a hurricane came through or fire or something. Anyway, it's not the prettiest of area. You get a little bit of new growth back, but we were kind of hoping to find a spot, set the hammocks up, just a water source anywhere. But we're not going to hammock out in this. This is kind of, it's gotten better, but it's kind of scrubby. Not really that nice. So we made it to the spot, 1.8k, we wanted to go to. And now we got to find a place to set up the hammock. We got a water source on our right, the whole way back now to the car. We're only about, what was it, Scott, 3k to the car? 2.8k, so we want to find a spot soon, because we don't want to be any closer to the car than we have to, but we get an early morning tomorrow, we got to head back in, so we figured we'd end our hike closer to the car. But yeah, this is not looking great. We'll figure it out. There's Crowbar Lake. That looks nice. So we finally found the spot to camp. Scotty's back there. We walked along the river for quite a ways. We had to forgo two spots because it was too close to the water and the flies were horrendous. They're not great up here, but they're better than they were. So that's where we're going to be. Nothing above us that's going to cause us too much trouble. That looks bad, but it actually can't fall on Scott. So yeah, this is good. So we finally made it. About 5 o'clock. So we hiked from 8:40 in the morning till 5 p.m. We got the hammocks all set up. It's still raining. But we're by a really nice river. You can't really tell, but there's a million black flies around. But they've kind of settled down a little bit. And they're happy to fly under the tarp. I was going to do a video of setting everything up, but honestly we were cold and wet and we just wanted to get going. So we're going to make supper. I've got my Bluetooth on, playing the Irish tune. And yeah, we'll probably do a little bit more as things go on. I got my cook kit here and just going to do a dehydrated meal. I think Scott's doing the same. He's running like a jet boil style deal. Yeah, I'll do a little photo around the campsite. supposed to be sunny and dry tomorrow, so maybe I'll do that before we take everything down. Probably got about 2 hours of daylight left, so not too bad. At least 2. And we just poured the bourbon. May make a coffee just to stay awake. Yeah, start cooking. More to follow. There's Scotty, all laid out in Hennessy. I got the Warbonnet today. Seemed like a good one where we were hiking a long ways. A lot lighter than my Hennessy. Not a lot, but it is lighter. Running the Hammock gear tarp. Actually, that's Scotty's new Hammock gear tarp for anyone interested. He's got the Hammock gear Quest, and I've got the Hammock gear Journey. And I guess the only difference is the doors. He doesn't have doors on his. And that is our entertainment for tonight. I'll sleep better by a river. Alright, so I laid down just to test out my the lay of my hammock. I haven't been able to get back up yet. Scotty hasn't either. But yeah, everything's going well. Here's my view from the hammock. Isn't too bad at all. It's only supposed to be 4 degrees Celsius, but I've brought my -7 underquilt and my -7 top quilt. Just because that's all I own so far. I'm going to probably get hammock gear, a couple of new ones at some point. Not this year. Okay. The bourbon. Yeah, probably get to making supper here too. That's what I'm going to wake up to. Looking forward to that. I get good coverage. It's still raining, but dry under the tarp. The tune's going.
Good morning from the hammock. It's about 8 o'clock now, I guess. The sun has finally come out. I think every time I camp, it pretty much rains most of the time, so this is really nice. Yeah, Scotty and I are both up. Getting the sunny patch. There's been a bald eagle flying up and down this river most of last night and this morning. Not overnight, of course. We're just about to have some coffee, eat our breakfast, and then hike out to 2 or 3K, so about 6 degrees. I slept really well with my top quilt and underquilt, the hammock gear one, the Warbonnet. Scotty just has a 1 Tigris, I guess, cheaper underquilt. He was warm enough last night as well. I guess the only downside to that one is the weight. And he's got a hammock gear top quilt, 30 degrees. He said he was warm. I think he slept with a little bit more clothes than I did, but he's a cold sleeper. So yeah, we didn't spread out too much. So threw up some coffee, have a Pop-Tart or something like that. Hit the trail. Maybe we'll get a picture of the bald eagle if we're lucky. Okay, so I'm gonna start making up coffee, and I figured I'd show you a quick look at what I've carried for a cook kit. Maybe I'll take another photo of it when it's all put back together, but I got it kind of all laid out now. Fancee Feest stove, cheap wind guard that I made out of a Dollarama cake pan. This is a Snow Peak collapsible metal filter that a friend gave me for my 40th birthday. That, Toaks, I think it's called a 650 pot. That's the sleeve it comes in. And I always put my coffee in one of these, about 2 scoops of coffee per one, so I carry 3 just for emergencies. My spoon, it doesn't count. And I throw the filters in there. Always have a ferro rod for lighting the methyl hydrate just because it's easier. And that's my cup. That actually sits inside there. All this stuff goes in there. The only thing I have to pack separate is the metal filter, and that's just flat wherever. But everything here, except for the filter, goes in that, which goes in that, which fits in that. Alright, I'm going to spark it up here. I don't have a tripod, so there's no point in me trying to film that. And this would be my methyl hydrate fuel that I would use for it. And that just goes somewhere external on the pack. That's it. Got more of the river. The sun's coming up. It's gorgeous.
Okay, so we're getting packed up. Scotty's got his pretty much down. Got mine almost all the way down. The reason I'm taking another video is the bugs. They are atrocious right now. Like, you can't move without, I don't even know if you can see them, but get a little bit of the river in, maybe make it a little bit better, but it's like a swarm of black flies. Got so much bug spray on, it's not really making much of a difference, so we're kind of in panic mode now to get set up and get out of here, which is too bad because it's like 10 or 12 degrees and it is a beautiful day. So I'll take you down to the river and show you a quick glimpse. Give myself a break from the bugs for a moment. It's where we filled our water, which was the easiest thing ever. And this is the river that the bald eagle has flown up and down at least six or 8 times since I've just been noticing. And there's a campsite back up there. Oh, that's it for now. I had to get down to the breeze. The bugs went away for a minute. I'll hopefully have enough battery left to do a tiny bit more before we leave. Oh, it's sad to go. Okay, so we are all packed up, alright, and ready to go. I came down to the stream because the flies are so bad that there's a bit of breeze down here where there isn't up at camp. And I just had to get away from the sky. He's got like about 2 minutes left to pack up his gear. But yeah, it was a beautiful day. And I'm glad we are leaving just because of the flies. I mean, look at that. It's amazing. Yeah, successful trip. Learned a few things about what to bring and what not to bring, as you do every single time. Time to get going. Scotty up in there. Hey, off we go to the car. So we were panicking last night. We couldn't find a spot to set up, and we set up in that place. It was kind of the first place we got to that was nice. And now it's looking like there would have been several good spots as we go along, but oh well, we had a pretty decent spot. We'll maybe remember for the next time if we come out here of all the other places we could have set up, and hopefully the black flies won't be so bad. Scotty bringing up the rear. I almost fell over a log. Ooh, coming up on a waterfall. Ish. There's quite a lot of, the water is usually fast here, but not quite like this. It's pretty nice. I'm glad we're not canoeing it. Ooh, those black flies were insane. I don't think I've had them that bad in a while. Wow. Scotty did some fishing, but he didn't manage to get anything today, so we weren't really focusing on it, though. Maybe next time we'll make it just a fishing trip, come out just for 3 kilometers, camp, and be a little more leisurely. It's a beautiful day. It's like 2 rivers coming into this big pool. This is our path, which is amazing. Scotty and I were just saying how we wish we would have known that it was this good down here. We wouldn't have panicked so bad last night about finding a decent place to hang the hammocks. Feel pretty good about last night anyway, but future we'll have some really cool options. I am wearing way too many clothes. So yesterday, the warmest it got was probably 8 degrees, rained the whole day. Both Scotty and I, even with Gore-Tex, were soaked through, and cold most of the day. And today, it's probably 15, 18 degrees already. There's very little wind. As you can see, beautiful, beautiful sunny day. Ooh. So this is actually as far, I'd been to this trail once before, but only came to this point right here. So I actually know the way back through here. It's not very far. It's going to open up, just give you a view of down the lake. Not sure which lake this one is, or whether it's just considered a dead water. And there we are. Beauty. No wonder that bald eagle likes it so much here. So we are almost back. That is the end of the road, and you can't see it. There's a great green grass hill, like right there. That's where our car is at. A little bit of trudging to do, but it's all nice. It's all on this big side hill. The wind's up a little bit. Humidity's pretty high. So I'm kind of glad we're almost done. But yeah, this big stone wall here. It happens quite a bit in Nova Scotia. Saw a lot of places that were more vertical than this on the hike. I'm a little surprised it wasn't cleaned by rock climbers, because this one looks a little bit sketchy, but some of them were just a sheer vertical granite face with just a little bit of vegetation on them. Surprised people aren't like top roping or something, because you can get to the top pretty much from just going around a few feet. So it wouldn't be me, but it looks good. About a 2-hour hike, I think, to get in is maybe what's deterring people. Oh, legs are getting sore. On reflection, I think I probably would have left my axe, my Holtz carpenter axe, and my silky Sugoi saw home. The only thing we used it for was to make porch mode in for our tarps and our hammocks. So probably didn't need the extra 5.5 pounds of weight for those 2 items. But I'll know for next time, and then I'll still bring it, because I like having my axe. The just in case item. Okay, so we are back where we came from. We're at where the trail kind of diverges, right at the very first. So we just came down a little hill, got to this red dot. That's where we went yesterday. Up here, there, up, round, stopped about there. Back, across West Lake. This would have been a good hammock spot. This part was nice, this part was nice, this part sucked. All the way to where we camped, and then it was good where we camped. And this whole trail back to here was mostly nice. Walking on. I don't wear the hat backwards because I think it's cool, because I hate when bugs get under the peak and then buzz around and basically just reflect into your eyeballs. So I apologize for the backwards hat. And I probably took some video of this yesterday, but you might not have been able to see it. It was dark and wet, and it felt like it lasted forever. But it was still nice. I still enjoyed it. Alright. So, we think we're coming up. Yeah, this is it. Should take us straight to the car. So, it's been a good, really good 2 days. I was on night shifts the day before, and only had about 3 hours sleep. and then didn't sleep the next day, just before we came here, and got up about 6 a.m. to come up here, which isn't really that early, but after working 2 nights in a row, it was. So I slept about 9.5 hours last night, I think. Anyway, I feel very refreshed. The sun is out. I think we had 20 out of 25 days that have been rainy in Nova Scotia lately, which probably isn't an exaggeration. So, kind of nice to see that. And here we are, back to the car. And a great little trip. It's only 25 minutes from my house, so I don't know why I don't come here more. There's no people. We only saw 2 people. Actually saw a couple of trail runners, and that was it. So, but then again, people probably wouldn't have been out in the rain, eh, Scott? Well done. All right. Flies are starting to buzz around, so I'm going to log her off for now. Go find something to eat. This is what we're dealing with. Those are all black flies.